Welcome to Only Frames. It's a home of below average pool, and today we bring you the last man standing. It's the second last man standing. It's 10 players. It's one frame. It's a knockout competition. If you win 2 in a row, you get to pick your next opponent at the table, and if you win 3, you get to step away from the table for a little break. We see Brad at the table first of all, play in James by the looks of it. Yep, that's correct. Myself versus James. Off to a good start with a long pot there. Really awkward cue action because I'm on the cushion and I don't know how to cue, so I've missed it like a terrible Wally. Now James at the table, he is obviously yellows. He's going to look to put me in some really awful situations because my reds are probably the better spread of the balls. They're not great, but he's going to take one down there. He hasn't really got anything with that cluster still on the bottom of the table there. He's going to try and take one long. Does it go past this yellow? Doesn't look like it. He looks like he's a bit stuck for options. So what's he going to do? Maybe play a stitch up, leave me really awkward. He's going to put that one over the pocket and leave me not much apart from the middle pockets by the looks of it. Now, of course, this was from our competition day when me and Scott were partnered up, hence why we are wearing the waistcoats, because we believe that if we wore waistcoats, we might play like snooker players. Turns out, you just look silly, and it doesn't help your queuing at all, which was a real lesson learned from us, actually. I think I'm going to try and play a bit of snooker, but I've hit it far too hard. I was hoping to come off the other side of that red and just tuck it up in the middle of that pack. Instead, I've knocked him about a bit, and I've left James some options there on the table. So he's going to try to take a long ball here. It's not going to drop by the looks of it. No, he's going to put another one over the pockets. Cover all the pockets and leave me absolutely nothing because all of my balls from this position are basically heading for the pocket that he has covered. I can't do the skill shots, so it just looks like this is going to be me trying to figure out how to get out of these positions time after time if it carries on like this, and I do not like it. I'm a terrible player. Please don't give me these horrible positions. I also can't play a safety to save my life, so just giving James a load of options now as he's back at the table. He's going to take this one into the middle pocket. Nicely done on the cursed bag, because that just about dropped after touching the knuckle on its way. I don't know what he's going to opt for here. Maybe cushion first on this one down the rail. He is. It's not a bad effort, and once again, it's another pocket covered. Oh, I've got absolutely no chance at all. I'm shaking my head at the table there because this is just awful. I'm going to try and take the long pot here into the furthest pocket. It's nowhere near. It's an atrocious effort. I've lost my head. I don't think I came to the event with a head as it was, but that is terrible. James with 2 balls now. How's he going to use this free ball? He's going to pick it up and place it back down the other end of the table, opting for the tricky rail shot to get that one out the way first. Does this pot? It doesn't really need to. He's going to cover a pocket again, of course he is, and just leave it there. No, he is going to play it. I thought he was just going to take the pocket and carry on. Now we can just about see this one past the red. Tap that in nicely. This looks like a golden opportunity. Is that the ball I would have taken? I'm a terrible player, so it doesn't really matter because you do risk leaving yourself a trickier pot there, but he has got enough vision there to see that yellow. I would have taken the one down the bottom of the table first, but that is great position. Run a little bit too far, but it doesn't matter because it's not the hardest of pots as he tucks this one down, and Brad is out and James is through. Next person at the table to face James is Scotty. Scotty, another waistcoat wazzock and another baldy. He basically is me, but a little bit better with a cue. Although saying that, he did get himself relegated. So he will be joining me with the other divs down in Div 2 this season. Let's see how he gets on. We will be following that action, obviously. But at the moment, we are focusing on this game, and James is putting one down to start off proceedings. He's going to take this into the middle pocket. Across is he? It's the sensible option. Oh, I don't really know what he's thinking here. Yep, take that one into the middle. You can just run through a little bit for... He's going to maybe take the plant because I think he's left himself a little bit short. That is a sensible option, as now he has options at the table. Can he cut this one into the middle pocket, or does he try the double? it's a tricky one because that is a cursed bag. He's going to go for the double, and it's nowhere near, unfortunately. So we see Scott at the table with not much of an opportunity. And that is Chris running across the screen. Right there, that is £1 in the bag for crossing the camera when it is rolling. He was the one that made that rule, and look, flaunting the rules, thinks he can do what he wants. Mr. Editor, shame on you. Now Scotty there, rocketing that one into the top bag and leaving himself not much of a position, but he can play this red into the opposite top pocket there, although with queuing like that, that was nowhere near diabolical effort. And James back at the table, opting for the longest pot there. It is the only one he can see. That is a lovely pot, and position is pretty good. It's running a bit far, but he can cut this in. It still goes quite nicely. In fact, it goes with the possibility of leaving position or tapping this yellow, which is amazingly done. But unfortunately, it has settled behind one of Scotty's reds and a little bit of a snooker, and left himself with a really tricky play. Can he play it off the opposite side of the table and run it back into that top pocket? No, he's going to try and tuck it in here and maybe leave a bit of a snooker. It's not... No, it isn't good actually, because he can see the one on the opposite side. And if you can hear the crying in the background, do ignore that. That is my daughter having a fight with our cat. And the cat is winning. And speaking of winning, Scotty is on for a golden opportunity here. If he can just keep this cue ball under control. Just taking his time to think about what shot he's playing there into the middle pocket here. Just a bit of top on it. He's just going to roll through and nowhere near. Oh no, speaking of winning, switching roles, we're going to see James put this one into the top corner, potentially, as he cues it nicely. Once again, he's run a bit far with the black there. It goes, but it isn't the easiest of shots compared to what he had, and he's going to sit it over the pocket. Oh no, his signature move, hogging pockets, and today it's not really worked out for him because he's done it on the black. What a silly, silly boy. You numpty. Scott, stop smacking it in the middle pockets. What are you doing, man? Oh, God. Has he got away with the snooker there? James seeing if he can spot this black. He is going for it. It doesn't look like he's trying to swerve it or anything, so he can see some of it. Oh, no. Is it a red? It's a foul. And Scotty's back at the table, and once again, it is a golden opportunity to finish this frame, one that he should have lost after that terrible, terrible effort into the middle pocket where he absolutely rocketed it. It's taking some time to place this cue ball. Ooh, one leg up. Ooh, fancy. And that one into the top bag, going for the middle pocket here. Is he going to smack it again like he's done the last two attempts? No, he's going to roll through. Not enough. Being a bit too conservative, but it's okay. He's got angle. He just comes off this one. And, ooh, avoid the loo ball just about. And now he has not that hard a shot into the bottom right pocket. And he's left himself on the rail, so he doesn't want to hit this full face because he will accidentally be following that in, and that is lovely done. Scotty's through, James crashes out, and Lou is at the table, chosen by our spinner, as you just saw in the edit there. And we are some ways into this frame because, much like ones that I play with Lou at the table, normally there's a lot that can be cut because we're not very good at pool. Although he did get himself into Div 1, which he for sure will be crashing out of. But we all love an underdog story, so follow the action of Div 1 games as they get released this season to see if Lou can carry on his winning streak. Although he's not going to be playing a bunch of complete numpties like he was last season, such as myself, so he probably won't. And you can see there's a pizza party in the background as all the food has arrived. We are looking like a bunch of ravenous monkeys in the corner there as we... Oh, it's not pizza actually. It looks like there's a lot of... ooh, M&S. Someone's doing all right. M&S snack stuff. Oh, making me hungry as I do the commentary here. But there is a game going on and Scotty is at the table. He's going to take this one up and down. No, not quite, unfortunately for him. And Lou is going to come back to the table after he finishes shoving down a few sausage rolls or whatever on his way back, and now he is gonna take on an unorthodox shot, because that definitely does not double behind that red. I don't know what he was trying there. It was rubbish. And now Scotty, with a very short-lived time back in his seat, he is at the table again, taking this one up the top. He's going to bounce off the top rail and come behind the one sitting on the rail. And yeah, it's not too bad. Position's all right. He's just going to tap it in. That drops nicely, leaving himself... Oh, I don't think he can take the bottom right pocket. So he's got a little bit of a blind cut into the bottom left, and it's nowhere near, absolutely nowhere near. And that is really golden opportunity now for Lou to come back and make amends for that previous shot. If he takes this one into the middle, oh, I don't know about pace, but he could try and disrupt the yellow on the top rail, or just try and sit somewhere nearer to it. That's not bad. He's just going to get a tap on it, which is taking a bit of the sting out of the ball and left him with an opportunity to pot it. And he is going to try and capitalise on that opportunity. And that is a lovely cut, Lou Dog. Woo! That's the best we've seen him play for a while. And now he has a just off of straight into the middle bag. But it is not the easiest shots with that fine angle there to drop that in. It does go, Lou. You can do it. Just don't touch that black as you cue in. Can he drop this in? Eventually, come on. Oh, it's a nice shot. He's just managed to get it past those jaws. And now onto the black. Lou looking like a new man. He is flying, actually. Ooh. Oh, what a shot, Lou. And Lou proceeds into the next game. Scotty's out. Take a seat, your waistcoat. Sorry about that. Low batteries in the smoke detector. And we see what's going on at the top there. Oh, it's off the break. There was a Lou ball from Thomas. Oh, he didn't want to do that. That is another £1 in the pot to Angels for Dogs, a local charity that we are going to support using the funds from Lou balls and other fouls like chucking the ball off the table, etc. They're all Lou balls. They're things that Lou has a skill, actually, a talent in doing every time he's at the table. He normally has a magnet on that cue ball aiming for the pockets. Don't really know what his intentions there were with that shot. Maybe just to cover Tom's ball on the pocket, but it hasn't really played off for him and just left one of his very awkward. And Tom taking a nice pot into the middle bag there, and he's going to opt for... Is he going for the cut? Yeah, he is going for the cut into the bottom right pocket. It looks just off, actually. It's a few inches off. It's actually a mile off. And Lou back at the table. He has options. They're not easy. He's going to take this one into the top right. And where's he going to leave that position? He's not absolutely smacked it, but he hasn't played it anywhere near the pocket either. So we see Tom back at the table. And this isn't too shabby for positioning, although... As you come off this ball, where you're going to leave it, you could try and smack it and clear that red off, or you could try and just tap it in. He's going to smack it. He has taken the red off the cushion, and it's not fallen too kindly for Thomas there. And now he has got some real work to do. As we can see there on the camera, Tom is he's slacking on the hair dye, because I think I can see some greys poking through, and normally it is jet black. It's normally Ron Seal fence paint black, but now with a lovely shot off of the yellow. That was fantastic. Unfortunately, position has evaded Tom there, and maybe he tries something a bit tricky. Is he going to try and swerve it? It's very, very difficult. Is he going to try the Brad special, as he has called it before, off of this knuckle here? He is going to try it off the knuckle. Oh my word, what a shot! Unbelievable. You know what? I taught him that one. That was a me special, and you can ask him. You can ask Tom. I did that in a skill shot video when we first started, and everyone laughed at me when I said I was going to try it. And I didn't pot the ball, but it was a fraction away. And Tom said, "I'm going to remember that shot, Brad, and I'll dedicate it to you, my hero." Oh, what a pillock. Oh my God, what was he doing? Two back-to-back incredible shots followed by one of the worst misses we've ever seen at the table. Tom, you absolute wally. Luckily, Lou has smashed that ball there, but he has got away with the snooker. Oh no, it's two shots anyway, so it doesn't really matter. In fact, he's just left himself a bit tricky, where he's decided to smash that ball when he didn't need to, and he's taken the cut up there, and it hasn't dropped for him. And now Tom back at the table, but there is not really much on for this black. Maybe a hit and hope. What's he going to do? There's no gap jackie on it. He's going to sit it touching the black, leaving Lou not the easiest. It's not bad actually. This plant does go quite nicely as he takes it up the table. Don't smash it too hard, Lou. Yeah, that'll do. Just about got away with it because he didn't hit it full face at all. That has managed to squeeze its way in, and now leaving himself a bit of a trickier shot for the second one. He puts the yellow down though, so it doesn't really matter too much, as position is now something he is fighting for. Going to take this one up the length of the table, corner to corner. Drop this one in. Don't hit it too hard because you want to be able to run back down the table for the opposite pocket. But it's Lou Dog, so he's going to smash it instead and still end up in the correct position somehow. That was a pure fluke. The boy does not know how to control his power. He has the touch of a baby hippo. And now he is going to look to see if he can squeeze this one down past, or is he going to play for the plant? No, he is going to squeeze this one past into the bottom left pocket. Off the cushion first, not too bad. Don't run too far. You can still see it into the middle pocket. He did this on the opposite side of the table earlier. A lovely pot. Can he replicate that shot? Again, like he did when he did the last shot. He's going to take his time, just checking to make sure. Now, I know if he's anything like myself, which we know he is going to be overthinking this black here and how close he needs to play to it. And it will inevitably means he plays this badly. But he's going to go for cushion first into the opposite pocket. He's going to go for the double, the triple, the quadruple, the something. And that is unfortunate. It would have been a fluke because there's no way he tried for a triple. And we see Tom back at the table with the redemption story. Is he going to put this down? It's not even close. Although he's not left Lou the easiest shots because the cut there is dangerous. You've got to be so fine that you do risk leaving yourself in off. You do also have the risk of it bouncing back off that knuckle. Maybe the up and down is the option. I think Lou's just going to try and tap it in. And he has done it. That isn't a bad shot at all. And position has played lovely for him as he comes off the bottom rail to put this one down into the left. And this is an absolute robbery. No, it's not! What a wally. Tom is so happy as he puts that down. That was a disaster of a frame. And Thomas is through. And he's going to be playing Gary. We're now into the Tom versus Gary frame. Some of the action has been cut because it probably wasn't any good, as Thomas takes a ball into the middle pocket there, taps the red on his way up. Position was just an absolute hit and hope, I think, because he didn't seem to be playing for any sort of place on the table as he smacks that one miles wide of the pocket and leaves it tied up at the top of the table. What a dipstick. And Gary now with an awkward ball up there. Can he play off of it? Maybe try and take the tricky plant and use it as position to cannon that red off the pocket, or smash this one in the bottom left with a load of screw and bring it back up the table to try and clear it off. But I think he's going to try. Oh, he's going to use it that way, and he's going to give away a foul there as he pots Tom's yellow. So was it worth it? He might be banking on the fact that Tom is going to put absolutely nothing down from here as he uses his free ball to position up and down the table. He's going to clear off that awkward pocket, and while he's at it, he might put another one down as well. No, he's left himself hampered on the queuing, and in fact left it so that yellow doesn't seem to go past the red up there anymore. So that was probably the worst shot he could have played from that position. And that's only frames, the home of below average pool. And speaking of the home of below average pool, you can follow us on all the other socials. We are on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're obviously on YouTube where you're watching this video. You can also check out our YouTube shorts, plenty of those. You can catch us now on Facebook as well. And that is also for the elderly who seem to love Facebook. So if you've got any grandparents that haven't followed yet, I expect they have. But if they haven't, please jump on their computer and give us a follow. It really helps. Leave a comment. Follow along when we do our best and worst shots of the month when we get back into season games. We love that. We love the comments. We love the insults. We love the support. Some of you actually enjoy watching the videos, and that is something. And you can follow Road to Dish as well. We have a challenge at the moment where Lou is now on 115 or something, and the rest of us are trying to break and dish with adding up our scores to see if we can do it less than Lou Dog. So far, Chris did it in 6 days. Myself, I did it in 24 days against all odds, against all the haters. And next up, we've got either Scotty, Joe, or Tom, actually, who's at the table now taking this yellow into the middle pocket. So please like and follow us on all the socials. It really helps. We love it. We love hearing from you guys. And yeah, back to the action. And Tom taking that one into the middle pocket. The video, I don't know if this is for everyone else, or is this just the version I'm watching, has gone a bit blurry, so do apologise for that. Oh no, we're back in focus. Happy days as Tom takes that one down badly into the bottom right pocket and doesn't get away with it. And now Gary here opting for the double by the looks of it. He's going to double it, and it oh my word, that is unbelievable. What a robbery. The cursed pocket has a ferret inside, popping its head up. Oh, God. Now, Tom is going to be a great sportsman here and allow Gary the thing, as he's going to put one of these balls awfully wrong on purpose. Oh, no, he seems to actually be. What a piece of crap. What a nasty bit of work. Only joking, Tom. That was well done. Well played, and unlucky Gary. That was an absolute robbery, to be fair. And Tom now gets to select his opponent, and he has gone for potentially the weakest player of the day. It was Craig. Some of the videos you guys have been asking if he's ever held a cue, if his glasses work, some other stuff that has been making us laugh. It has been making him cry. So if you could just let off the bullying, guys, that would be nice. But carry on. It's quite funny, to be honest. All the insults that aren't aimed at myself and Lou are all welcome. So Tom at the table here, taking this red, going to break up the pack. That actually hasn't pulled off too badly, as he has the option here for a few balls into this bottom left pocket. That bridging over is something I wish I could do. He does it nicely as he plays that down, and position has worked out in his favour, because from here he can tuck himself. Oh, he's going back up the table. I thought he was going to try and tuck himself behind the one that is on the cushion, but instead he's going to leave himself not much options. He's going to do something with this ball. I don't know if it sneaks past that gap. It would be a pretty impressive shot if he plays it. He could just play for the long ball here and just try and run it through. So he's got that one that is on the bottom rail. Yep, that's nicely done, and he has that one on the bottom rail. Just bounce back up, and then he can try and find that gap that he was eyeing up. Yeah, nicely done. If that just puts the brakes on now, he doesn't want to go any further. That is a near perfect straight shot. And there is a gap there. He did look for it earlier. And that is a lovely pot straight on the black. What an absolute beautiful dish from Thomas there. As Craig didn't even get an opportunity, bless him. So really, that was a wasted use of the selecting your opponent. Because he could have done that against anyone. He could have dished against Noel. He could have taken a real competitor out of the tournament. Sorry, Craig. And instead, he has wasted a dish on who he thought was going to be the weakest player on the field. And yeah, he's really done himself dirty there. Now he's won 3 matches in a row. He does get a break for the table, which is why we are seeing Noel at the table here versus... I didn't actually catch who he was playing, to be honest. Oh, it is the champion of the channel. It is Chris, the man that wins most events. So this could be a really good game. Although Noel is looking pretty formidable as he walks around the table, putting these reds down like it is his day job. That is nicely done. Position is really, really well played, actually, considering where those yellows lie. And it's not the easiest of shots, but it does obviously go. He's going to put it... Oh, he's just going to miss it. That is unfortunate. And now Chris is at the table. There is a whole 7 balls to put down. they're not that nice up the top. I mean, the plant does go, but yeah, there is a risk of putting those awkward on the top cushion. He's going to opt for this one past the black there. That's nicely done. Where's he go from here? Maybe the one that's sat on the middle pocket to get himself in line for that plant. No, he's going to take the opposite middle pocket. He's just checking his options. He's looking around. Like I say, he's going to take this one into the middle bag there. And he's going to disrupt those balls up the top. And that hasn't worked out much better. He has changed the direction of that plant, but still left a 3-ball plant either way. Doesn't have as much risk of putting them awkwardly on the cushions, although one of them has sat a little bit too close to that left jaw, so he's going to have to opt to take that one out now, and he does so, disrupting the other yellow and leaving it all right to go into the top right pocket. And then it's just a matter of wrapping himself back round the table, as there is a covered pocket. He wants to get behind that to use any of the other opportunities at the table, but he hasn't put enough on it. So now he's got 2 covered pockets from the angle he's at, and he's got no way of playing past it. He's going to have to opt for something clever here, maybe an up and down the table double. Is he going to try and play it through there, or is he going to leave the snooker? That is a clever play, actually. That is a perfect stun shot, leaving that yellow covering the route to the red, and Noel can only play up and down. It's pretty much the only shot, and he's going to do it quite nicely. I think that's cushion first. He can't see because his big ball's head's in the way, but that is a great shot up and down, and this black is dead straight. That is a win. So Chris is out, and Tom's back at the table, is what I was about to say. Tom versus Noel, who's just won a frame, obviously. And now Thomas back with a break. Can he break and dish again? That will be something. We may be seeing the rise of a superstar. Is this Tom's season? I doubt it, but it'd be nice to see someone other than Chris winning something. That'd be alright. He's going to go for the yellows here. He's going to put this one into the cursed middle pocket. It drops nicely. He's got opportunities here for the opposite middle pocket, although it is a bit tight with that ball sitting where it is, and he doesn't really want to tap it because he will put it in a horrible position. He's managed to sneak by. That's not bad. Once again into the middle pocket. He's going to play for... He's just going to keep going back and forth. A bit of ping pong. Back and forth each side of the table. He puts that one down nicely. The only real decent option here is that bottom left pocket, and just, I don't know, come off the side rail to leave yourself the top left pocket. Looks like the shot, and if he just stuns it enough, he might, or just runs through a little bit, he might have an angle just to cut and disrupt the black from that middle pocket there. So he's going to play this into the top left. He's put a bit of side on it. Oh, he used the yellow to play the cannon to put the one into the middle pocket. That was well done, but the black didn't end up being free. So unfortunately, clever shot, but not a clever outcome for Tom there. And now he has a tricky run of balls left. This doesn't double up and down the table. He might try and cocked hat it. He might have gotten away with it. No, it's not going to hit. It's a few inches off. It wasn't a bad effort. And now Noel's at the table, and there is some awkward balls to be played. He's going to opt for the middle pocket by the looks of it. Play position further up table for that lone ball, but then he just has some real awkward shots later on. He may get a good touch here. He's bought one of them out. The black is still tied up, but it will be possible if he can clear these reds around it one after another. He puts another one down. He can come off this red here to disrupt the reds a bit more that are on that rail, and he does so. He's going to tap it and put the black in his path where he needed that red to drop the next shot. That is unfortunate. So he's going to play the double and just about miss it on the curse bag. It's not too bad because I don't know if Tom can see just enough of the ball that he needs. It might be a bit too thin a angle he gets there, and he will be coming off that left rail before the pocket. So he's going to try and maybe opt for the swerve. Yeah, it's going to be too thin. He's going to opt for the swerve. We can't see what's happening because obviously he's in the way of the camera. So let's just assume it's a terrible shot. We did manage to see the cue ball, and it was nowhere near. It did not swerve, and that is unfortunate. And He's managed to pot one of Noel's reds there, and I didn't see where it obviously went down to the bottom left, but I don't really understand how it went down from the angle, unless there was so much side when it came off the top pocket, that white ball, that it brought itself back to pot one of Noel's. So that is a foul on top of a foul. Obviously, we don't double up on fouls, but really that should be a pound in the pot if you do 2001 visit. Come on, it's for charity. It would be well deserved. And Noel, looking at his options, he's not really left himself the best of opportunities. He's going to try and cut this in. It's very fine. It doesn't really go. And he's disrupted Tom's yellow there. And it's a loo ball. He caught it before it dropped, but we know that would have gone down. It's £184 to the dog charity. That isn't Lou's Pockets. That is an actual charity for dogs in need. Although Lou the dog is in need, if you've been watching the Road to Dish attempt, because, oh God, the man is losing his mind. You can see him in the background enjoying a donut there. He is a donut. And speaking of donuts, Tom is through. He's a finalist. It is Tom versus Darren. This is the knockout event. This is the final frame. And we may see an upset as Tom has absolutely smashed the field apart in this run to the final. And Darren is now at the table. He could play a blinder. Darren was in Div 2, managed to get himself promoted. He's a player that sometimes can pull a great game out of his pocket, and that's a loo ball. And other times he can play like the Div 2 player he was last season. So let's find out what Darren comes to the table today. That's a nice enough long pot. That was his free ball, so he used it to clear the pocket, and he's going to opt for this red here down the rail. And that drops nicely. Position isn't too bad as he has the middle pocket available. There is some really tied up balls in the middle of the table there, and that is nowhere near that shot. That was quite pathetic, actually. And now Tom back at the table, the champ of champs. Can he get another frame to seal a bit of cash in his pocket? That is a lovely shot down the table. Tom looks like a new man, to be honest. Normally, I'm absolutely slating him. I'm laying into him. I'm talking about his hair dye tendencies. But today, he's just a god. An absolute god. I mean, he's played some terrible, terrible shots, but he's doing all right. He's not doing bad at all. I'm happy to call him my best mate. He cuts that one in. Oh, it's nicely done. If he carries on this, he will be getting some Costa vouchers off of me. The man is an absolute fiend for Costa vouchers that we do actually manage to get through our work. And Tom doesn't get them anymore, so he has been begging for some vouchers off me. And if he continues like this, I may give him one just out of appreciation for the pool he has been playing. He'll love that. Leave it in the comments, Tom, if you appreciate that sentiment there. Nice shot, position, Lubo! Oh, those poor dogs are going to be eating good as we keep giving them pound after pound, quid after quid to their little paws. And there surely can't be many more Lubles to be had. Hopefully not in this video, because it does disrupt the game. I just want to see some great pool, and instead we're seeing Lubo after Lubo. And Darren there didn't really use that foul to his advantage as Tom is at the table, and this does cut just past the red, I think. Not like that though, that is overdone off the rail first and nowhere near really. And Darren now has an opportunity. He's going to take the long ball. That's nicely cued. Position could have been a bit better. He does have the double opportunity. That ball was always going to be the awkward one anyway, so he can use it for position. He's going to use it to snooker, actually, and that is not a bad result. There is a nice route for Tom to get it, but he's not going to be able to capitalise in any meaningful way. It maybe could take the shot off this right-hand side and just clip it enough to put it into the pocket, but it is tricky, and there is potential risk of hitting the red. He's going to take it off. 3 cushions. It's not a bad effort. He has left Darren, though, with a nice run of balls. If he can put this one down, that's a nice pot, Darren. Into the middle pocket, maybe? Or is he going to try the other long ball? No, he's going to take the sensible one into the middle pocket there and just run past it. This is a little bit further than he had wanted, but he can take his pick of bottom rail pockets there. It's just where he wants to leave that cue ball. If he takes it Left hand side, he leaves a double. If he takes it the right hand side, he's going to take it left hand side and leave a potential double. He's going to looble it. Oh, I said there'd hopefully be no more pounds into those doggy paws, but there has been 187 quid. And Tom going to use his first of 2 shots to knock that one a bit too far, but the cut is still on. Can he make it? He can make it. That is a winner. Tom with some cash in his pocket as he demolishes the field. That is a man that is loving his life. This has been Only Frames. Thank you for watching. Mwah.